Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Shehu Said. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Now the news. The Minister of Works and Housing, David Umahi, has issued a firm warning to contractors handling federal road projects, stressing that delays and poor supervision will no longer be tolerated. The minister gave the warning during an inspection visit to the ongoing expansion of the Mararaba-Kefi Expressway, a 43-kilometer project being handled by China Hebo Engineering Company. Kabir Hassan has the details.
The Minister David Umahi led officials of the Ministry of Works on an on-the-spot assessment of the Mararaba-Kefi Road corridor, where he expressed dissatisfaction with the pace of the work and compliance with the earlier directive. The minister ordered the contractors to complete and hand over the project on or before February 2026, directing the submission of a detailed work timetable and a written commitment to meet the deadline.
Giving you end of February to hand over this job.
During the inspection, Senator Umahi also directed the immediate removal of hard module caps along the road, the concreting of the median, and the installation of solar power streetlights across the entire stretch. He blamed lapses on poor supervision by some of the ministry officials, warning that negligence will attract sanction.
I'm directing the Farm Secretary to remove the controller, effective from today, and pushed him to my office to go and learn how to obey instructions. And the Farm Secretary will post another controller immediately, who will take over from you and who will learn to obey instructions. And to ensure Director Information, note this, 2026 an action year, and nobody will be spared. Discipline will be our watchword. Diligence is our watchword. Doing the work we are paid to do is our watchword, and nobody will be spared.
As part of the disciplinary measures, the minister ordered the immediate removal of a controller of works accused of issuing certificate for uncompleted jobs, declaring 2026 an action year of discipline. As part of the disciplinary measures, the minister ordered the immediate removal of a controller of works accused of issuing certificate for uncompleted jobs, declaring 2026 an action year full discipline, diligence, and accountability. The inspection included stepovers at strategic locations along the corridor, including the Kefi flyover, as the minister reiterated the federal government resolve to ensure quality road infrastructure for Nigerians. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Now to health issues. The National Industrial Court of Nigeria in Abuja has issued an order restraining the National Association of Resident Doctors and its members from embarking on the strike they planned to commence on January 12. Justice Emmanuel Subilim issued the order while ruling on a motion ex parte filed by the Federal Government of Nigeria and the Attorney General of the Federation. Listed as respondents to the motion and defendants to the substantive suit are the National Association Welcome back. We will continue with the reports on the proposed strike by the National Association of Nigerian Doctors, where the National Industrial Court of Nigeria in Abuja has ordered an order restraining the National Association of Resident Doctors and its members from embarking on the strike they planned to commence on January 12. Justice Emmanuel Subilim issued the order while ruling on a motion ex parte filed by the Federal Government of Nigeria and the Attorney General of the Federation. Listed as respondents to the motion and defendants to the substantive suit are the National Association of Resident Doctors, its National President, Dr. Muhammad Usman Suleiman, and the Association Secretary General, Dr. Shuaibu Ibrahim. In the meantime, the Nigeria Association of Resident Doctors has insisted on embarking on the planned industrial action scheduled for January 12, despite an order by the National Industrial Court stopping the move. According to the association's president, Dr. Muhammad Suleiman, only the National Executive Council of the Union could stop the planned strike. He said members of the association were not shaken by the court order, alleging that the government had not acted in good faith despite association's decision to suspend its earlier strike in November 2025. Dr. Suleiman added that the association is still engaging the federal government and expressed optimism that the impasse could be resolved over the weekend. Meanwhile, the Association of Resident Doctors of the Usman Danfodio University Teaching Hospital, Sokoto, has declared full support for the nationwide indefinite strike announced by the Nigeria Association of Resident Doctors effective Monday, 12 January 2026, over the federal government's alleged failure to honor critical welfare and training agreements. The decision followed an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting of the association held virtually on January 2 to review the implementation status of the Memorandum of Understanding earlier signed by the federal government through the Ministries of Health and Labor. The association said the review uncovered persistent failures by the government to fulfill key commitments, including the non-reinstatement of 5 disengaged resident doctors of the Federal Teaching Hospital, Lokoja, non-payment of accumulated promotion and salary arrears, and the partial implementation of the professional allowance table. Still on the planned doctors' strike, the Association of Resident Doctors at Federal Medical Center Umuahia has announced plans to join the nationwide indefinite strike declared by the Nigeria Association of Resident Doctors from January 12. Its president, Godwin Alaide, stated this, adding that members had been mobilized to comply with the national body's directive. Alaide said the decision followed an extraordinary general meeting held to review the association's position and the Memorandum of Understanding with the federal government. He said the association opted for the strike due to the government's persistent failure to address doctors' legitimate demands despite repeated engagements. In the meantime, the North Central Caucus of the Association of Resident Doctors has demanded the immediate reinstatement of their colleagues sacked from the Federal Teaching Hospital, Lokoja, Kogi State. The caucus leader, Dr. Fanen Dogo, at a news conference in Abuja, said the affected doctors were dismissed over allegations of unauthorized protest and union activities, describing the action as unjust. Dogo said the North Central Caucus is aware that several committees had been constituted to review the matter, all of which reportedly recommended the reinstatement of the affected doctors. And away from the health matters, President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and their aides have been allocated 12.2 billion naira on foreign trips and local travels in 2026. This is contained in the details of the State House budget estimates submitted under the 2026 appropriation bill, now before the National Assembly for consideration. The budget shows that foreign travels account for the largest share of expenditure for both offices amidst ongoing fiscal pressures and reforms. Meanwhile, a troubling picture of Nigeria's economic future is coming into focus as a new report by PricewaterhouseCoopers warns that rising inflation and weak income growth could push millions more Nigerians into poverty by 2026. For many residents of Abuja, the impact of these economic pressures is already being felt in daily struggles to afford food, transportation, and basic necessities. Kabir Hassan reports.
A recent report by the PricewaterhouseCoopers projected that about 141 million Nigerians, nearly 62% of the population, could be living in poverty by 2026. The report raises concern that despite economic reforms and signs of macroeconomic stability, rising cost of living and weak income growth continue to place severe pressure on household welfare. In the streets of Abuja, the nation's capital, these challenges are already affecting market, traders, transport workers, and other informal sectors.
It has affected our daily earnings so much in the sense that when you look at the income is not commensurate to what is there in the market again. So what you receive and what you used to make do it, you cannot be able to achieve that now again.
When you look at the current situation of the nation, it's clear that many people are suffering. While the prices of some items have dropped significantly, the major challenge remains the lack of income. People simply do not have money and has made life very difficult for many households. Comparing the situation now to what it was before, the difference is clear and cannot be ignored. The level of hardship has increased, and it is contributing to the growing rate of poverty across the country.
Responses from residents in Abuja highlight a common concern. Incomes are not keeping pace with the rising cost of living. Many say customers now buy less. Transport costs have reduced daily earnings, and survival has become more difficult. This view mirrors PwC's warning that without real income growth and targeted intervention, poverty levels may continue to rise. As Nigeria closes towards 2026, the PwC's report serves as a stark reminder that economic reforms must translate into tangible improvement in the lives of ordinary citizens without inclusive policies that reduce living costs and boost household incomes. The fight against poverty may remain an uphill task. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Imo State has launched a new entrepreneurship program at the Imo Digital City in Owerri as part of efforts to strengthen its digital economy and support young innovators. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe reports.
Imo State has taken another step in its push towards a technology-driven economy with the launch of the Founder Dojo Boot Camp at the Imo Digital City in Owerri. The program brings together young innovators and aspiring entrepreneurs for practical trainings focused on turning ideas into viable businesses. Governor Hope Uzodinma, declaring the program open, says the state is shifting attention from infrastructure development to building enterprise that can create jobs and grow the economy.
Imo State is rapidly emerging as Nigeria's hub for digital talent. Your talent can now have a place to grow. As I always maintain, skills alone are not enough. Knowledge must be transformed into enterprise. Our goal is here to help you take that idea in your head and turn it into a real business.
The managing director of Imo Digital City Limited, Stella Izenduka, says the facility was created to provide a supportive environment for young founders to develop their ideas into businesses.
This city is here to provide you the environment, the tools, and the partnership needed for your success. Your Excellency, sir, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON, on behalf of the management and staff of Imo Digital City, I sincerely thank you and the Imo State government for your unflinching support and visionary leadership.
The Chief Executive Officer of USMAC, Chris Boris, says the program is designed to prepare participants for the digital economy and global competition.
The future is here in Imo. We together are creating that future to bring prosperity here, to Nigeria, to Africa, and to the world. Our mission, as part of the Founder Dojo program, is said very cleanly here. We are here to help create the next generation of great global founders here in Imo.
With the aim of turning Owerri into a true startup hub, the success of this boot camp will ultimately be measured by the businesses they launch from here and the jobs they create. From Imo Digital City in Owerri, I'm Marachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The federal government has allocated over 49 billion naira in the 2026 budget estimates for the feeding of inmates, medical supplies, prison repairs, uniforms, and the purchase of arms and security equipment. The budget breakdown showed that 40 billion naira was allocated for foodstuff and catering materials, 1 billion naira for uniforms and other clothing, 1 billion naira for drugs and medical supplies, 5 billion naira for rehabilitation and repairs of prison facilities, and 861 million naira for prison biometrics, arms, ammunition, and other security equipment. Data from the Nigeria Correctional Service website indicate that the total inmate population across the country's custodial centers stands at 77,438, with 50,357 of them awaiting trial. Reports and official records also reveal that thousands of inmates, including many facing serious charges such as terrorism and armed robbery, have escaped from 13 correctional facilities between 2019 and 2025. Now to politics. In a continued motion, the Rivers State House of Assembly has said that the impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu is fully on course. Chairman of the House Committee on Information, Petitions and Complaints, Enemi George, disclosed this in a statement. George said the move is in line with relevant provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The Labour Party has officially recognized Abia State Governor Alex Otti as its national leader and extended its best wishes to the party's former presidential candidate Peter Obi following his move to the Coalition African Democratic Congress, ADC. This was disclosed by the party's National Secretary Darlington Mwokocha in a communique stating that the decision was reached during a meeting of the Labour Party National Working Committee. A fire outbreak has razed Wukari Local Government Secretariat in Taraba State, destroying offices, equipment, and vital documents. The incident occurred on Friday at about 4:30 p.m. at the Secretariat in Wukari, about 320 kilometers from Jalingo, the state capital. The cause of the fire had not been ascertained as of the time of filing this report. It was gathered that the fire was not brought under control promptly, leading to the destruction of most of the buildings within the Secretariat complex, with only the building housing the office of the chairman, located at the center of the premises, spared. You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, fighting resumes in Aleppo after ceasefire collapses. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and we begin with business. The federal government has proposed to spend 6.04 billion naira on personnel costs for Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited in the 2026 fiscal year, even though the steel complex has remained non-operational more than 4 decades after it was conceived. Data from the 2026 appropriation bill shows that The company was allocated a total of 6.69 billion naira for the year, with personnel expenses alone accounting for about 90.4% of the entire provision. The structure of the allocation reinforces Ajaokuta's long-standing role as a non-producing public enterprise sustained largely by salary payments rather than industrial activity. The federal government has included a 367.9 billion naira multilateral and bilateral loan for the ongoing construction and dualization of Lafia Road and the 9th Mile Otokpo-Makurdi corridor in the proposed 2026 budget, which totals 58.47 trillion naira. The loan-backed project is one of the largest allocations under the Ministry of Works in the 2026 appropriation bill document. It forms part of the government strategy to advance long-running federal road projects through a mix of budgetary funding and external financing. We move to the foreign scene, where the Syrian army is locked in intense fighting in Aleppo after Syrian Democratic Forces fighters refused to withdraw under a ceasefire. Aleppo's emergency chief, Muhammad al-Rajab, said at least 162,000 people have fled fighting in the city's Ashrafi and Sheikh Maqsoud neighborhoods. Syrian military sources noted that the army is making progress in the Sheikh Maqsoud neighborhood and now controls 55% of the area. North Korea has accused the South of flying another spy drone over its territory this month, a claim that Seoul denied. The North Korean military tracked a drone moving northwards over the South Korean border county in early January before shooting it down near the North Korean city of Kaesong. South Korea said it had no record of the flight, and Defense Minister said the drone in the photos was not a model operated by its military. And we go to the world of sports, where Nigeria's under-20 women's national team, the Falconets, have resumed camping in Abuja ahead of their FIFA under-20 Women's World Cup qualifying fixture against Senegal. The team opened camp on Saturday, January 4 at the West Point Hotel, with 17 players currently in residence. Additional invited players are expected to arrive in the coming days to complete the roster. Head coach Moses Aduku confirmed that preparations are on course, with ongoing assessments and structured training sessions focusing on team cohesion, tactical organization, and physical conditioning. Nottingham Forest have emerged as the potential destination for Nigeria's international Fisayo Dele Bashiru. Forest have already established contacts with Dele Bashiru's Serie A club, Lazio. Lazio are open to selling the midfielder, but will demand around 15 million euros plus bonuses. And that will conclude news cycle, but before we go, a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Shehu Said, hoping to be with you later at 8 o'clock on Prime News. Thanks for